everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you all step-by-step instructions on how to start a podcast. And I decided to do this video because I had a few friends and a couple people asked me like, oh, I'm interested in starting a podcast. How do I start one? And I really wanted to do this video so that way you can see how simple and how easy it is to start one if you're interested in making one. You don't need some fancy studio, the most expensive equipment or microphone or anything. You can get started with using some of the tools that I share with you in this video today. Now, I do want to quickly mention that this is not the only platform that you can use to launch your podcast. However, this is what I use to help me get up and running. And the platform that I'm using is Anchor. There's all kinds of platforms out there such as Stitcher, Podbean. You can just pretty much do a Google search to see which one works best for you. For me, I use Anchor because they help you figure out how to get it onto a variety of different platforms. You can record straight from your phone or laptop, and they help you figure out how to get monetized. Once you set up an account, it's going to direct you to a screen. The screen is basically going to have 4 different prompts. The prompts are basically asking you if you want to listen to other podcasts, do you want to use the platform to switch your podcast over to Anchor. So that's, say for instance, if you currently have your podcast on Stitcher or Podbean or any of the other platforms and now you want to use Anchor, they help you switch it over. Or if you're just here using the platform to figure out how to learn about podcasting, or if you just want to jump straight right in and use the platform, you'll see a prompt at the top that says, I want to make a new podcast. But for starting off one, if you're not familiar with podcasting and you kind of just want to play around with the platform and get some ideas of things to do when you first start your podcast, I would recommend starting with Tell Me More About Podcasting. You can completely customize the look and feel of your podcast by selecting a color, setting a theme for your show. They will allow you to create a custom URL so that way people can find your podcast. And then also, once you have everything all set up and you've recorded your first show, they will provide you with distribution links. That way you can share the different places that people can listen to your podcast, such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I definitely recommend checking out the platform to see if it's something that can help you get your podcast up and running. Or if you're just thinking about checking out some other podcasts, you can use their platform to search all the other different podcasts and creators that are out there creating podcasts. You can look at some of their tutorials and blogs and how-tos on how to get your podcast up and running. They do a pretty good job at setting you up for success. And in the past, when I've wanted to talk to customer service or had a specific question about how to do something, they're pretty good at responding back to you via email and making sure that they can get your questions answered. Now, let's get into the equipment. I don't have a fancy studio or anything of that nature. I pretty much record it wherever there is a Wi-Fi connection, okay? Like, I have used all of these microphones that I'm showing you here in this video. I've recorded in places such as a bar, a cafe, my kitchen. Like, my very first episode was recorded inside of a kitchen. It wasn't anything super over the top, and I've used all of these microphones. The first microphone was headphones that came from Amazon. It was no more than $20 to $30. The second pair of headphones has a microphone attached to it. I got it free with my phone. And then the third microphone that I'm showing you, I got it for $49.99 from Best Buy. So like I said, nothing was super expensive and they were all less than $50. And if you're someone who's not familiar with editing audio, Anchor allows you to edit your audio directly in their platform. So you don't have to go out and buy some super expensive editing equipment. But if you are interested in later on making your audio sound super clean and crisp and professional, I wrote an article about how to start a podcast, and you'll find some additional links in there on where you can get commercial-free music or to find a sound or audio engineer to make your podcast sound super crisp, clean, and professional. But other than that, this is pretty much everything that I've used. and it's not super expensive, elaborate, or over the top. There you have it. That's all you need to start a podcast. I wanted to make this video because I started my podcast back in 2018, and that's pretty much what's been taking up all my time. So I wanted to create this very quick and easy tutorial on how to start your own podcast, so that way you can do it. If you have any questions or if you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And after watching this video and you still don't believe you're able to create a podcast with the tools and things that I share with you in this video, feel free to check out the podcast that I recorded in the kitchen for yourself. I provided the link to the podcast in the description box below. Check it out and come back and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.